All right, so quick review of the last three videos. The first video, my guitar teacher said you got to teach them how to feel. Second video, I talked to a medical professional and kind of told them about the project and some of the key points and said, does this make sense? And they said, yes, it makes sense. Third video, I ran you through the method that I came up with. And basically, I'm going to summarize that real quickly. Every one of your joints has a range of motion. And when it's in the center of its range of motion, it's relaxed, meaning there's not any muscular exertion to either move it or hold it in place. Now, there are a number of caveats to that. One example, I'm oversimplifying things, and you need to keep that in mind. One caveat as an example of that is like right now, I would call this relaxed, but in reality, there's always a bit of muscular exertion in the whole body, even when sitting, to hold the body up against gravity, because gravity is always pushing down on you. It's why when astronauts go into space, they lose muscle exertion. And I only share that with you to say that, like, just always keep in mind as a disclaimer, I'm oversimplifying everything, because I'm trying to, create a method that's like, what do you need to know as a musician to get what you need out of my system? So, having said that, there's kind of two directions that you can go with this. One is you can say, well, I'm going to go through each motion of the joint, and I'm going to train myself to feel. And so today we're going to focus on the joints that affect posture and spine. And basically we're talking about the hips and spine, where you can move the whole upper body and torso. And so option number one is to say I'm going to teach myself how to feel these joints, which I would recommend doing a little bit for a week or two. The good news for you is you don't have to figure out all this stuff the way I did. I'm just going to tell you how to do it. So after like a week or two of doing this, you won't have to do it much anymore. So first thing you do is go through, so for the hips and spine, you can lean forward, you can lean backwards, you can lean, you can twist to the left or twist to the right, and you can lean to the left or you can lean to the right. And then your neck, kind of this upper area, this whole area can stay the same, and your neck can kind of do the same thing. It can go forward, backward, twist, and then side to side. Now, the way I think about it is for the torso and hips and spine, and kind of the upper spine and neck, there's actually three movements that can go in two different directions. And that's sort of how I simplify things in my mind mentally. And to a certain degree, you can almost kind of think of the whole spine if that simplifies it for you. Then you really only have to learn three, because they're all going to kind of move together a lot of times. Obviously, they can move independently. Like I could keep my head here and move my torso this way. So option number one is to teach yourself to feel by going through each range of motion and doing a really large motion and feeling all the muscular exertion in your back, because it's pulling and twisting your torso and upper body in this direction. And then you can relax and feel that release of muscular exertion. And then you can train yourself to feel smaller amounts by doing smaller versions of that motion until you develop the ability to perceive ever smaller amounts of muscular exertion. So that's option number one. Option number two is you can say, I know I'm feeling some muscular exertion and some pain somewhere in my body. Where is the most likely result? So for me, I used to play guitar and I had a lot of pain kind of in my back around this area. And the reason for that was that if you think of holding a classic guitar, I was leaning forward, I was twisting, and then I was leaning to the left, right? And so what I had to do was say, well, I'm feeling muscular exertion kind of in this area. What could cause that? And the only thing that could be that really is this sort of hip spine joint movement relationship. In other words, what I'm trying to get you to see is that there's a relationship between where you're feeling the muscular exertion and what movement and joint could be causing that. And so what I had to do is I had to say, okay, I had to really think and stop and observe myself and say, okay, I'm feeling the pain here. So what's going on? Okay, so I'm leaning to the left, and because I was trying to reach around the body of the guitar. And then I was leaning to the left, so I needed to go back to the center. And then I was twisted to the left, so I had to go back to the center. And then I was leaning forward, and so I had to go back. And then I had to memorize this relaxed position and bring the guitar to my body rather than bringing myself to the guitar is what I was trying to do. And that's an expression I came up with. You want to bring the instrument to the body, not the body to the instrument. So today, that's kind of the spine, hips, neck, and posture. Next time we're going to go through the arms, and I'm going to circle back on the legs eventually, because legs are kind of not a big deal in the grand scheme of things relative to the other ones, and I'm just so excited about the other stuff that I want to just skip to that. So have a good day, and thank you for anyone who's still supporting this. There's been a lot of extracurricular activities out in my life recently, as anyone following me knows, and so thank you for your time, support, and I wish my life were simpler. Take care.